Okay, Sonia Villalta, who's an interior design student in San Francisco at the what's it called, San Francisco State University, emailed me and said she wants to know how to draw a kind of leather finish on a chair and get it shiny. And I've kind of done a little copy here, and I'll show you kind of how I did that. She wants to do it in marker pens, which I've never really used, but I think that if I use crayons, these kind of crayons here, they're I think I can kind of give you an idea. So let's see what happens. Well, Sonia wants to trace, and there's various different ways of doing it. You can stick it on a light table like this and switch that on, and then whoa, and then you stick a piece of paper over the top and you can see through it. So that's one way. If you haven't got a light box, then you can stick it on the window, stick a piece of paper over the top and draw it through, trace it through like that. Now the other thing you can do is to get a layout pad, and this has very thin paper. Let me get that there. Right, are we kind of under the thing? Right, and then you put your I've got 2 pages there. Hang on. And you put your thing that you want to trace underneath it, and it's quite hard, actually quite hard to see. Let's see what we can do. And then all I have to do now is find the kind of crayons that I want. Here we are. I want this kind of dark pen, and I'm going to have to do this fairly quickly and fairly roughly, because I only get 10 minutes, you see. I can kind of see, and that's the kind of the arm, and there it is, and the legs are there, the legs are there. Okay, so you can see that's roughly there. Now I just need to work out where those little buttons are going. They're kind of about there and about there and there, something like that. Okay, now that's roughly got it. I don't know if you can see, if I fold that over there and move that there. How about that? If I get a bit of tape, then I'll just stick a bit of tape there so that it's, so you can see what I'm trying to copy as we go along. Right, we got these kind of lines going up there. Now, you just gotta kind of look. I think the real secret with drawing is you've got to learn to look at things. And I think that works even, you know, if you're going to be an interior designer or whatever, I think you've got to really learn to look at things. And do a photocopy, just follow the curves and practice and see what it's all about. So you kind of got this line across there like that, and then something like that. And there's another one there. That's about it, isn't it? Now, look, you've got, this is a very bad printout. You've kind of got the dark bits here, and can you see the lines kind of radiate out from there? Right, well I'm going to start off with kind of the pale colour, and you got, so the shades kind of radiate out, and I think if you were using a marker pen you would kind of do this as well. And I've never really used marker pen, but I think every time you go over a layer it kind of gets darker, so you'll probably find it works in a similar kind of way. And again, this is kind of radiating out from there, but it's a bit more, you can see it's kind of, you just kind of copy what's there really. And it's quite dark down here, isn't it? And we've got kind of lines kind of going that way, and that's kind of quite dark going that way, and some lines going that way. And then this is all really quite dark there, and quite dark along there, and very dark along the top and around the edges. And again you've got kind of lines, can you see that they're kind of coming in there to give that kind of leathery look. And then all the way down along the bottom it's quite dark. I'm having to be really fast here, okay? You can take your time if you're going to have a go at this. And that kind of, so you've got some bit there, and you've got a little bit there, and you've got some heading out over there. That's kind of it, isn't it? See, it's light on the top here, so that's catching the highlights on the top. So you just don't want to go right up to the top there. And a lot of this is about the highlight is where you don't draw. Okay, so it's really quite dark down there. So press hard, and as you come out, you get lighter and lighter and lighter. Press hard there, and you come out, and it gets lighter and lighter and lighter. Something's not quite right there, is it? That should be going to about there. Now you've got some quite dark bits here, so I'm going to do those in dark bits there. And you've got some kind of darkish bits there. And in there, and that little curve will give it that feeling of the edge there, and that's kind of gives a little hint of the fold in the leather there. And then this is quite dark, but it gets, you can see it gets lighter across to the top, but then the whole of the front is a pretty even sort of hue. I want to say shade because I normally do black and white, but it's a hue, and then it's kind of lighter underneath there, and then you've got a little bit of brightness there, as you could then use your marker to go over, so you'll get a kind of a blending. And markers, you see, you've just got to practice. That's the final brutal thing of it. I kind of find I'm starting to say that more and more on these videos. It's just practice, practice, practice. And the people who are really good at marker pens, they just have a marker pen in their hand all day, and they make it look really easy because they've put in the hours and they've made all the mistakes and they've learned by making their mistakes. That's kind of it. I think you could then get another kind of shade in there if you want, another hue. It's not a shade, is it? It's a hue, just to give it that extra kind of depth of colour, I suppose. That would kind of go. But again, I think this is something that you really have to play with. So basically, look, the highlights in the leather are you're just leaving it white. It's what you don't draw. Highlights are what you do not draw and do not colour. And then the rest you just have to kind of blend in, get it darker and darker. And the secret is to look and use your eyes and go back, see what you've got there and put it there. And so look at the different tonal values, and take your time transferring the tonal values from here over to there. And the shapes, you can see there are lines moving out, they're radiating out, and they're not just radiating out like clock hands. Some of them have little curves to them, and so that's the best I can do for you, Sonia. And I hope that's of some help. And anyway, if you've enjoyed this, keep coming back to the Shoo Rayner Drawing School on the Shoo Rayner Drawing channel on YouTube and shoo-tube.com, where you can see all these videos that they get through school, filters and things like that. Okay, take care, keep practicing. See you next time. Bye.